Hey guys, so these are the answers for the week 5 4th grade science review that should be your homework. So you should be completing a row every single night, and then on Friday you should be checking your answers. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll go over the answers. All right, so all the organisms of the same species that live in the same place at the same time, that's called a population. A habitat is a place where a plant or animal lives. So it could be a meadow, it could be a forest, it could be in a neighborhood. Producers are the beginning of every single food chain because they can actually make their own food. They don't need to eat anything else. So they make their own food and then everything else builds off of that. So that instrument measures wind speed and it's called an anemometer. So when we have multiple populations of the same species living in the same place at the same time, that's called a community. So that could be all the squirrels, all the deer, all the rabbits, all the trees, all the bushes living in the same forest at the same time. Who has the most energy? Well, the producers, because they can produce, they can make their own food. A niche or nice, however you want to say it, that's the job of each plant and animal, each organism in its food web. And these kind of gray blanket drizzly clouds, those are our stratus, really low to the ground. All the populations of living and non-living things that interact, that would be an ecosystem. So that includes things like rocks or the rivers or a lake. Throughout its life cycle, the niche of the butterfly changes, so its job. So as a larva, it eats. And then when it pollinates plants in the adult stage. So things that a organism needs from its habitat, it needs food, water, shelter, and space. And if it doesn't have those things, then it's not going to survive, or it's probably going to leave that habitat. And we decide as an observation or an inference, the animal is covered with white fur. So that's one of my 5 senses, my sight, so that's an observation. So we have a food web. We have wildflowers, grass, we have a mouse, a snake, a rabbit, and a hawk. Just reminder, the arrows point to the thing that eats it. So the wildflowers are pointing to the rabbit because the rabbit eats the wildflowers. This arrow is from the rabbit to the hawk is pointing to the hawk because the hawk eats the rabbit. So we need to check all the food chains. So yep, grass to rabbit to hawk. So grass to rabbit to hawk. Grass to mouse to snake to hawk. Yep. Wildflowers to mouse to hawk. Those are all of them. But wildflowers to mouse to snake to rabbit. No, rabbits don't eat snakes. And then how many carnivores are there? There were 2. The hawk and the snake are carnivores. B, that's a carnivore. He or she only eats meat. C, only eats plants. That's an herbivore. A, producer, they make their own food. And omnivore, which is us, we eat both plants and animals. And then again, is it an inference or an observation? The animal probably lives in an area with a little bit of snow since it will blend in well. That's an inference. So based off the fact that it has white fur, we can infer it probably lives somewhere where there's snow, so that way it can blend in with its habitat. All right, hopefully you guys did well. I'm gonna stop my share. Good luck. Let me end the meeting.